Hi and welcome to today's practice. We're going to work quite a lot with the core today, so it'll be a little bit less flowy and a little bit more on stability and balance. As always, if you have any injuries or anything in particular that you're working with, please take it easy and don't go anywhere that is painful. There is a playlist to the side of the screen and my PayPal details. But let's get started. We're going to start in a child's pose, big toes touching, knees nice and wide. Maybe as wide as your yoga mat if you're able to, and then let your forehead rest down. Your hands forwards, you reach your seat bones back towards your heels. Start to turn on your Ujjayi breath, that audible inhalation and exhalation through the nose. Allow everything in your body to just soften as much as it can here. Really starting to step into that full body breath, so feeling expansion through your chest, your stomach, and then all the way into the back of your body, the back of your ribcage. Keep your lower body exactly where it is and walk both hands over towards the right hand side. It might feel nice to place your left palm on top of your right to deepen the stretch, but as you reach your arms towards the right, you really root your left seat bone down, feeling a stretch and opening along the left seam of the body. Come back through center, and then walk your hands all the way over towards the left. Again, it might feel nice to place the right palm on top of the left this time. And as you press the hands down into the ground, really press the right seat bone down towards your heel. Make your way back through center. And then lift yourself up onto all fours, tabletop position. So hands are below shoulders, knees are hip width apart. And we'll take a couple of rounds of cat and cow from here. So inhale as you drop your stomach, reach your chest forward, gaze goes up. Exhale as you round the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin comes towards the chest. Inhale as you arch, you find that opening, reach the chest forward, gaze goes up. And exhale as you round. Keep moving like this to the speed of your own breath. Just noticing how your spine is feeling, how your neck is feeling. Keep matching your movement with your breath. Maybe close down the eyes and add in any other sort of twist or turn here. So just starting to really make that mind and body connection. And bring yourself to stillness with a flat back. And have your hands, have a little look down towards your hands. Press down with the fingertips, and we're going to take some circles around the wrist. So starting to roll big circles around the wrists, noticing where there might be tension, where there might be space. If there are any spots that feel a little bit tender. And reversing that direction, so going the other way. Nice big circles here. You might notice that one hand feels a little bit different to the other. And come to stillness. Walk both fingertips so the left point out towards the left, the right point towards the right. And this time just take a sway from left to right. And as you sway into each hand, really press down with the fingertips. So you're taking the weight out of the heel of the hand as much as you can. Bring yourself to stillness once more. And this time walk your fingertips all the way back towards your knees. For some of you, this might feel quite intense, so you might just want to stay here in stillness. For others of you, maybe start rocking backwards and forwards here. So we use our wrists quite a lot in yoga, especially if you're newer to the practice. Sometimes your wrist can get a little bit sore. Even if you're not newer, some days your wrists just feel a bit compressed. So it's great to spend this time really stretching them out at the beginning of class, maybe part of your daily morning routine if you practice regularly. And releasing back onto your heels, and just shake the wrists out a little bit here. So a nice big shake. If you need to take a couple of rotations, please do. We're going to take a toe stand from here. So staying seated, but you're just going to tuck your toes under and then sit back on your heels. This one can be quite intense for some people straight away. For others of you, it's going to feel like not much to begin with, but we're going to stay here for about 1 minute, maybe 1.5 minutes. And it's just a chance to really start getting into the fascial tissue on the soles of the feet. So even though I'm sure lots of you are spending most of your time indoors at home at the moment, if any of you normally in your normal routine wear tight shoes, high heels, anything like that, your feet are going to really feel this one. Likewise, if you are tighter in the hamstrings, this one's going to feel really intense. I'm going to just keep talking to keep your mind off whatever sensations are going on. But if it helps, maybe try closing down the eyes and tune back into your breath. So how loud can you make your breath? And think about as you inhale, the upper body gets a little bit lighter. So you're almost lifting as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're sort of blowing out, you're letting go of the sensations, any discomfort that might be arising. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. Keep breathing into it. And the fascia tissue that's found on the soles of the feet runs all the way up the hamstrings, the back of the body, all the way to the base of the skull. So we're really moving the energy through the whole back line of our body here. Last few breaths. And release, come back onto hands and knees, untuck the toes, it might feel a little bit sticky, a little bit sore, and then just tap out the tops of the feet. So give the tops of the feet a little drum roll on the floor. Maybe rotate the ankles a couple of times. And we'll move straight back into the upper body to take the focus off the feet. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, find a nice opening through the chest. And then thread your arm through, coming down onto your shoulder and your cheek. You can keep your left hand where it is or reach it forwards. And just really focus your attention now on where you're feeling a sensation here. So it should be through your right shoulder blade. Maybe even a little bit into your right rib cage. And come back to center, tabletop. And we'll go into the other side. So left arm reaches up, find that opening through the chest. Thread the arm through, come down onto the shoulder and the cheek. Again, choose if you're happy here, or reach your right arm forward so the fingertips come right to the top of your mat. It might deepen the stretch for some of you. Come back to center, tabletop. And find some connection with the hands and the mat here. So almost finding that upper back round towards the ceiling. So I'm pressing the earth away. Keeping that engagement with the left hand, reach the right arm forwards. Reach the left leg backwards. Flex the left toes and really find strength here. So the core is pulling in and up. Bring your left knee towards your right elbow. Kick back, keep pressing that left hand down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Knee towards elbow. Kick it back. Last one like this. Knee towards elbow. Kick it back, pause here. Options to stay exactly where you are, or start to bend your left knee, reach your right arm back and try and grab hold of your left ankle or your left foot. If you manage to hold it, see if you can kick back into that hand. So it's almost like the sensation of a dancer's pose, so into the front of that left thigh. Keep breathing here for another 3, for 2, For one, gently let go, come back, meeting you in your sort of extended pose if you didn't go for the bind. And release both hands down. Take a moment here if you need to take a little wiggle, a little cat-cow, please go ahead. And then finding that connection, so pressing the earth away, pulling the core muscles in and up to give you stability here. And once you've found that engagement, you're switched on, reach your left arm forwards, right leg back. Flex the right toes, really strengthening, engaging muscles all along the whole line of your body. Breathe here. Bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Kick it back. 2 more times. Elbow towards knee, moving nice and slowly here. Kick it back. Last one, knee towards elbow. Kick it back. And then options to stay here or start to bend your right knee, reach back for the right foot or the right ankle. If you found it, start to kick back into your hand and find that stretch through the front of your right thigh. Focus your gaze if you feel wobbly, staying for 3, for 2, for 1, straighten back out, everyone meeting here. And release both hands down. Again, if you need a little sway, a little cat-cow, go ahead. From here, we'll take a puppy dog pose. So keep the hips stacked on top of the knees. Walk the hands forward so the forehead reaches down onto the floor to get a stretch right in between the shoulder blades. If you want more here, you can place your chin on the floor instead, really opening, reaching the chest down towards the floor. Lift yourself back up. And from here, take a downward facing dog. So just push straight up and back. Maybe bend one knee at a time, walk the dog out. Press the hands down and forwards, reach the tailbone up high. And walk your feet towards your hands. Take a nice ragdoll at the top of your mat. Opposite hand comes to opposite elbow. Let your head just hang heavy. Maybe a little sway here, maybe a little bounce, maybe noticing, especially if you've normally got quite tight hamstrings, if they're a little bit more open than normal after we sort of stretch through the soles of the feet. There's quite a strong relationship between doing that toe stand and how much space you've got in your hamstrings. Release your hands. On an inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale as you fold forwards. Take a halfway lift from here, reach the crown of the head forwards. Step back into a high plank and pause here. And when we're in our tabletop position, we've really found that engagement between the shoulder blades. So I want you to find that again now. Almost let your shoulders sink and then press the earth away. We're going to do that a couple of times. So let the shoulders sink, push the earth away. For another 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, last one, push the earth away and go straight into a downward facing dog. Maybe take a big sigh here. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand and take a little bit of a movement here. So maybe some circular motions, maybe some rocking back and forth. And then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, coming to an easy open twist. Place both hands back on the mat, downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand this time. And again, take that little movement. So really allowing the hips to sink open, starting to stretch through maybe the top of the left hamstring, the left glute. And then go ahead, lift the left arm up, coming to that easy open twist, really opening the chest. Maybe gaze is up towards the left hand. Maybe the left hand almost reaches backwards a little bit. Bring both hands down to the mat, downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold forwards. Bring your big toes together to touch. Bend your knees, chair pose. So really sit low into your chair today. Press the weight right into the back of the feet, the heels, and reach the fingers up. Start to lower your hips down. Bring your seat bones all the way onto the floor. Take a boat pose. Breathe here. Shoulders soft. Face soft. Place your feet back on the floor. Take a chair pose. See if you can sink the hips a little bit lower. Fold forwards. Take a halfway lift. Step back to your high plank once more. Feet together to touch this time. So take a little look at your feet. Make sure your big toes are touching. Bring your right hand to the center of your mat. Spin open into your side plank. Breathe. Staying here for 3, for 2. Last big breath in, and then moving nice and slowly, place both hands onto the mat, high plank. Breathe. Push back, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up behind you and bring your knee to your nose. Kick it back. And again, knee to nose. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, crescent lunge. Step your foot in between your hands, rise up. Keep the back knee lifted, back heel is lifted. Reach your arms out tall. Focus your gaze on a spot in front of you. Start to lean your weight forwards as you lift that back leg up into your warrior 3, aeroplane. Reach your fingertips back. Reach the left heel towards the back wall. Stay with it. Moving slowly, bend the right knee, step those left toes back into your crescent lunge. Bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to find length. Exhale, twist towards your right, hooking the left elbow over the right thigh. Really press the elbow and thigh together to open the chest a bit more. Gaze comes down towards the right foot. And again, moving as slowly as you can, step forwards into a twisted chair pose. Sink the hips lower now. Squeeze the thighs together. Gaze comes back down towards the right foot. Step the left foot back, twisted lunge. Come back to center, crescent lunge. Big breath in here. Exhale, high plank. Pausing in your high plank, we're going to take 5 more of those movements between the shoulder blades. If you had enough of those, feel free to skip this out, go straight to down dog. So let the shoulder blades sink. Push them up, that's 1. Let them sink. Push back up, that's 2. Let them sink. 3, 4. Last one, sinking down. Pushing back. Push back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up this time. Bring your knee to your nose. Kick it back. Bring your knee to your nose once more. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, crescent lunge. Rise up tall. Take a moment here. Find your balance. Reach up. Focus your gaze on one spot. Lift up the warrior 3. Squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Stay with it. Lift that back leg a little bit higher. Moving slowly, start to bend the left knee. Place the right toes on the floor. Crescent lunge. Bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to find length. Exhale, twist towards your left this time. But that same movement of pressing elbow and thighs together to open the chest. Keep the back leg strong. Gaze down towards the left foot. Moving as slowly as you can, step forwards, twisted chair pose. Sink the hips. Keep opening the chest. Gaze back down towards the left foot. Lift the right foot up. Twisted lunge. Come back. Enjoy any wobbles or any shakes that might be going on. Moving slowly, come back to your crescent lunge. Big breath in here. Exhale, hands to mat. This time, high plank, feet together to touch. Left hand comes to the center of the mat. Open out to your side plank, right arm up. Staying here for 3, for 2, for 1. Both hands to the mat, push back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths in. You need to sigh, go ahead. Step your right foot forwards, warrior 1. Drop the back heel, reach up nice and tall. Open out to your warrior 2. Keep your gaze focused over your front middle finger. Flip your front palm and reverse, go up and go back. Extended side angle, forearm to thigh, left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe gaze is up towards the left hand. Maybe you drop your right hand down. Maybe you take a bind, half or full. Really tuning into your Ujjayi breath here. Noticing how poses feel when you actually pause in them and you're not rushing to go from the next pose to the next pose. Last big breath in. And as you exhale, both hands down, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forwards, warrior 1. Press both feet down as you rise up. Warrior 2. Check the front knee, keep bending it towards the baby toe. Reach the fingertips away from each other. Flip the front palm and reverse. Extended side angle, left forearm, left thigh, right arm reaches up. You can choose how far you take this one again, dropping the left hand down, a half or a full bind. But wherever you are in this pose, keep your breath steady. And release, both hands down. Step that right foot forward so you come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Let your head just hang heavy. Maybe take a little sway side to side, really releasing the muscles in your face. Open your feet out to mat width apart and slightly open out the toes here. And then let the hips sink all the way down into your Balasana squat. So, elbows come to the insides of your knees, hands together at heart center. Lift the crown of your head. Breathe here. Place your right fingertips on the floor, reach your left arm up, come to an open twist. Come back to center, hands together. Left hand goes down, right arm goes up. Gazing up towards the right hand. Come back to center in your Malasana squats. Stay with your breath. Maybe take a little sway side to side. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. Again, just allowing that moment, those few moments longer than we normally take in these poses, to really notice how they feel. So run your awareness over your physical body. What sensations have you got going on right now? Is it physical? Is it an emotional or mental sensation of thinking, I'm ready to get out of this pose now. I don't like holding these poses for so long. And just breathe, go with the flow, allow whatever sensations that come up to just come up. I won't keep you here for much longer. Breathe into it. Release both hands onto the mat in front of you. Keep the hands and feet exactly where they are as you slowly lift your hips. Come to a forward fold. On an inhale, rise yourself all the way up to standing. Come to mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet hip width apart, arms alongside you, palms facing forwards. If it's comfortable, close the eyes. Really press the four corners of your feet down. Engage muscles in your legs, pull up on your kneecaps here. Allow the tailbone to sink down towards the floor. So you're pulling your navel in and up. Shoulder blades sink down the spine. Lift the crown of your head. Ujjayi breath. Open up the eyes, eagle pose. Right leg over left, right arm under left. Keeping a bend in that standing knee. And see if you can keep your elbows up at shoulder height, if not higher here. And the more of a stretch you want sort of at your upper back in between your shoulder blades, that area that we've used quite a lot today, reach the fingertips up higher and the forearms further forwards. But try not to lean forward, so keeping the shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Release the pose. Eagle on the left leg over, left arm under. You might be a little bit wobbly today. Every day, every time, every hour we step on our mat, something different is going on for us physically. So just be okay with that. Release the pose. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. Left hand comes to left hip. Right knee lifts. Open the right knee out towards the right. Options to stay here or reach the left arm towards the left and look over the left thumb. Remember that engagement between your standing foot and the floor. Come back to center. Keep your knee lifted. Reach both arms up. Straighten your right leg. Try not to lean backwards here. Lift that right leg a little bit higher. From here, swing your right leg back, warrior three. Hands together at heart center. Drop your left hand down towards the floor, block, or anything you might have close by. Open into a half moon. Right arm lifts up. Right toes are flexed back towards you. Choose what you do with your gaze, either down towards your left hand or up towards your right fingers. See if you can lift your right leg a little bit higher. Staying with that element of discomfort, of challenge, and just breathing into it, knowing that your body is much more capable, much stronger than you think it is. And release that foot down and come straight up to a standing pose. Shake anything out that you need to release, take a sigh. And we'll go on the other side. So left knee lifts, right hand to right hip. Open the left knee towards the left, pausing here. You can stay with this if this feels good. Or you open out your right arm and look towards your right thumb. Often when we start balancing, we lose our breath, we lose our focus. Everything gets a bit tense and a little bit serious. So notice what you can soften here. Moving slowly, come back to center. Keep your knee lifted, reach both arms up towards the sky. Straighten the left leg. Lift that left leg a little bit higher. Warrior three, kick back. Maybe noticing if this warrior feels any different to the warrior three we took earlier in the practice. Now that we're a little bit warmer, we've stretched the muscles a little bit more. Hands together at heart center. Right hand goes down this time, left arm goes up, half moon. And really settling yourself into the pose. Often when there are poses that you don't necessarily love or they feel quite challenging in your body, you're often quick to rush into the next pose. When I first started yoga, half moon was completely inaccessible to me. I used to hate it when the teacher said it. And now I'm challenging myself to really stay in the present moment no matter what is going on for me physically. Last few big breaths here. This time, drop both feet down and take a forward fold. Interlace your fingers at your sacrum and reach your fingertips, your interlaced fingers towards the top of your mat. Let your head just hang heavy. Release your hands. And take a halfway lift, reach the crown of the head forwards. Notice how lengthening the spine feels. Reach the rib cage forwards and pull the tummy button in and up. Step back into a high plank. For a count of 5, you can drop your knees here if you need to. We're going to lower down towards the mat. For 5, 4, keep breathing, keep the elbows close to the body. For 3, for 2, for 1, come to lying on your tummy, one cheek down, arms alongside your body. Take a few moments of stillness. Just enjoy the sensations that are going on for you right now. If you need to sigh, shake it out. Turn your palms so they face the floor. Big toes together to touch, forehead down, lift up, locust pose. Keep lifted as you reach back, interlace the fingers, open the chest a little bit more. And release, let go. Bring the other cheek down towards the mat, sway the hips from side to side. Spin yourself over so you're on your lying flat on your back here. Have your hands alongside your hips, or maybe just tucked underneath your hips a little bit if it helps, sort of tilting the pelvis forwards to get the lower back connected with the mat. And lift your feet straight up towards the floor, towards the ceiling. And we're going to lower the feet down towards the mat, but we're going to do it as if you were sort of swimming, so sort of like backwards and forwards. So imagine you're doing little kicks in the pool, and as you do that, lower the feet down. So kick, 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 kick as you lower down. Keep breathing. We're going to kick, 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 kick all the way back up. And when you come back up, kick, kick, kick all the way back down. We're going to do this a couple more times. When you reach the bottom, come all the way back up. Keep those kicks going. And lower them back down. Again, when you reach the bottom, lift back up. Keep going, keep kicking the feet. I think we've got 1 more to go. Lower the feet down. Kick, kick, kick. Lift the feet back up. And when you reach the top, release the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe a little rock side to side. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Happy baby. Again, a rock side to side might feel quite nice here. Release the feet. And grab the underneath of your thighs and rock and roll your way up to seated. You can rock and roll as many times as you would like. And come up to a seated position, straighten your right leg out in front of you and bend your left knee so the sole of the left foot is on the inside of the thigh. Reach up with the arms, so kind of lift through the upper body. And then fold forwards, coming down towards that right leg. You can choose where you place your hands, either on the leg or the sole of the foot. But really think about reaching the chest forwards here. Shoulders stay relaxed. Inhale back up to seated. And we'll go on the other side. So left leg straightens out in front of you. Sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the thigh. Reach up and then lead with the chest. Come to that forward fold. Let your hands rest wherever they comfortably reach to. And then lead with your chest as you start to fold forwards. Try not to worry here how far forward you're folding. And again, really we're working on finding that mind-body connection. So listen to what your body's trying to tell you here. If something's not working, if you're just feeling tight today, you don't like the forward fold, don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. And release that foot. Come back up to seated. We're going to take a wide leg forward fold from here. So opening out the legs as wide as you can. If you have a wall close to you, this one's really nice to do against the wall. So you bring your sort of seat bones as close to the wall as you can, and then just open the legs out so they're resting on the wall. I don't really have that luxury here because I've got something on the wall and a radiator as well. But if you do, that feels great. Go ahead and do it. Options to stay sitting upright. This is a great stretch for a lot of people. If you need a little bit more, you can start to lead with the chest and come to a forward fold once more. Each time you find your mind wandering off to other things, just allow it to come back. Guide your mind back to the present moment through your breath. And if you're folding forwards, make your way back up to seated. Bring your knees together to touch. It might feel quite intense on the inner thighs. We've worked them quite a lot today. And make your way to lying on your back for thread the needle. So right ankle comes over left thigh. Grab the underneath of the left thigh or the outer edge of the left shin. Keeping the head and shoulders relaxed on the mat here. Often at this point in the practice, things can get a little bit distracting. You can start thinking about what you need to do after this afternoon, this week. But you've allowed yourself these wonderful 45 minutes to just really check in, this peace and quiet, time for yourself. So just let yourself make the most of it. Try not to let the tension from your right glute, your right hip spread anywhere else. So keep the upper body as relaxed as possible. Releasing this side. Take any shape or stretch you might need in between. And when you're ready, there's absolutely no rush. Left ankle over right thigh. And choosing if you grab the underneath of the right thigh or the outer edge of the right shin. And if you're going for the shin, you're holding onto the shin and your head and shoulders are sort of lifting. Try and let go a little bit and hold on to the thigh. If that's too far away, you might want to grab something, some sort of strap, or again using the wall. So having the wall sort of behind that right foot is also a great option. It's so wonderful that you get to practice at home. You can really make the practice whatever you want it to be at home. So use your walls, use cushions, make yourself really comfortable. Noticing as we stay here for a few more breaths, what sensations are going on. Is it deepening? Is it getting a little bit too much? Or are you finding that you're opening and releasing and there's space being found? And know whichever one of those, or maybe nothing's going on, maybe you've got no sensations here. But know that whatever is going on for you, that's absolutely fine for you right now. Release that leg and come to Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together to touch. Let your knees open wide and reach your arms overhead so your hands fall on the floor behind you. Maybe take a sigh here. A gentle, gentle heart opening pose, which has a naturally calming effect on our whole body. Let your left leg go straight out along the mat and hug your right knee in towards your chest. Let your right knee fall over towards the left. Right arm opens towards the right, coming to a spinal twist here. If it's comfortable, gaze goes towards the right. Come back through center and swap sides. Hug that left knee in towards the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. And then left knee goes towards the right. Maybe left arm opens towards the left and gaze towards the left. Come back to center. And hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Let go of the legs, let go of the arms. Come to lying flat on your back. Palms facing the ceiling. If it's comfortable, close down the eyes. Shavasana, final resting pose. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some small movement to your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. Roll onto your right side into a fetal position. And with eyes closed and as little effort as you can, come up to a seated or a kneeling position with hands together at heart center. Taking a moment to acknowledge your physical body and all wonderful things that it's capable of, whether that's on or off your yoga mat. And with that thought in your mind, lift your thumb knuckles up to your forehead center. And together we bow forwards and say, Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit less of the usual vinyasa flow and a little bit more into individual muscles. So please let me know any feedback you might have. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.